Hello everyone, my name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. Today we are going to be talking about the May 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit, which is called a kit in color. And that is because this month's kit features the new in colors that are going to be debuting with the 2020-2021 annual Stampin' Up! Catalog. If you need a catalog and you do not already have a demonstrator, please feel free to contact me and I can send you a catalog. If you haven't received your catalog yet and you do already have a demonstrator, just reach out to them. I'm sure that they will be happy to help. Okay, so this is the kit that I'm talking about. Such a cheerful, bright kit. Great messaging, which we'll be talking about. But we're going to open this up. We're going to go through all the contents. These are the 3 original cards that were designed by the Paper Pumpkin team. And then here are some alternate projects. And you're also getting to see some new product in there as well. So I'll talk a little bit about the pre-order and in colors and how I coordinated some of the new pre-order items with the Paper Pumpkin kit. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you like crafting videos, especially Paper Pumpkin videos, crafting tutorials, card making. Give this video a like if you are liking what you see in this video in particular. If you're comfortable leaving a comment, that would be great. I love reading and responding to comments. And if you know somebody who is looking for ideas or alternate ideas with the Paper Pumpkin kit for May, if you want to share it with them, that would be great as well. The first thing is what's going to be the theme for next month's kit, that meaning the June 2020 Paper Pumpkin kit. So as you can see here, it's going to be a box of sunshine. Sarah is the CEO of Stampin' Up! And she is the one who designed this kit. I believe she was the one who inspired the kit. And the whole idea is to create a box and then share it with someone else just to brighten somebody else's day. Tells you a little bit about that here. So you would have to be subscribed by June 10th to receive this kit. And just a heads up that the May kit actually sold out. It sold out pretty early. So just a heads up in case that happens again. With everybody being home, I think the people have either been ordering more kits or we're having new subscribers. So just something to keep in mind so that you're sure that you don't miss out if this is something that you would be interested in. I think it's a great theme, nice, bright, colorful, but also something that you can share with somebody else and brighten somebody else's day. All right, so here is our stamp set. All right, so you can see we have, hey, you're amazing, a rainbow. We have some extras that you can stamp with there, and oh, happy day. Okay, so this is gonna be just a nice inspiring kit if you just wanna say hey or hello. You wanna keep things light and bright and happy. Let's talk about the ink. So the ink is called Misty Moonlight. So Misty Moonlight is one of 5 new in colors for 2020 to 2022. So what Stampin' Up! Does is they release a new set of in colors. So every year there's a new color release with the annual catalog. They bring out 5 new colors, and then those colors basically are in residence for 2 years, and then they cycle them out for new colors. And we already have one that's going to be from 2019 to 2021, and now they're phasing in the 2020 to 2022. Misty Moonlight is the first ink spot that anybody has been able to get a hold of the new in colors, because it hasn't been available yet for demonstrators to purchase in the pre-order. So this is the only place that you can get the Misty Moonlight right now that I know of. So if you have your Paper Pumpkin kit and you haven't had a chance to open it and check it out yet for May, this is a coveted little ink spot. So that's really exciting. And then we'll go over the other colors as well, because all but one of the in colors is featured in this kit, but this is the only ink spot for this one. They always do one ink spot per month in the box, and it's so cool that they featured a new color the month before the release of the new annual catalog, so we can kind of get a look at it and check it out. So there's Misty Moonlight, and we'll be stamping with that soon. Let's check out the goodies that are inside. How fun are these? These are little pop-up sticker embellishments, and they are also part of the theme because we have an actual stamp that is the same design there, a little star-like design. We have our adhesive. So we have some adhesive dots, and then we also have our Stampin' Dimensionals, a full sheet of those. And we also have some twine, and it looks like the Magenta Madness, which is a new color, and the Whisper White. I will correct myself if that is wrong. I'm going to look at the sheet in just a minute and I'll tell you more. We have our envelopes here, and you can see the envelopes are lined. We have 2 sizes. Okay. So here's what we got. Some purple posy, some pumpkin pie, and I believe that that is Magenta Madness, but again, I'm going to let you know in just a moment if that is correct. Here are some die cuts. We have some clouds. We have some stitched dies right here for stamping. Okay. Here are some more die cuts, some layering pieces. Here is the smaller card, which the base is purple posy. And here is our standard size card. And we have a few different colors here. Okay, so this is called Just Jade. And then we have the rainbow of color, which the majority of these colors, the majority of these colors are the new in colors. So here's Misty Moonlight, here's Just Jade, here's Purple Posy, here's Magenta Madness, this one's Pumpkin Pie, and this one is called Bumblebee. Okay, and we have some vellum tags, some layering pieces, also vellum. And here is our instruction sheet. All right, so here we have our instruction sheet. Right here is where you have your color photos, 12 cards, 12 envelopes. You can see the layout for each card here. And then on the back is where it's going to give us our details. Here's where your kit has all of the goodies that are supposed to be in there. You can just check those off as we go along. All of our stuff was there. Here is what I consider to be the most important part of the Paper Pumpkin kits just for myself, and that's our coordinating colors. So like I was saying, there are 5 in colors, and Bumblebee, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight are 4 of the 5 colors. The 5th color, I believe, is called Cinnamon Cider. That's this color here. And we'll get into that in a minute. I'll double check the color just to make sure that I'm telling you the right thing. But for now, just to keep going with this, we have Pumpkin Pie and Purple Posy are colors that we already have that are available to everyone that you could use also as part of this kit. Do more with this month's kit. So here are some alternative ideas from the Paper Pumpkin team. And then of course they have all of their social media for Paper Pumpkin. And then there are videos too. So if you want to know how to do the how-tos, you can check that out. On the inside is where we find our instructions, always nice and simple, usually like I think 4 steps, but I'm not sure if it's exactly 4 every single time. And then down at the bottom, they have your handy dandy measuring tool right at the bottom here if you don't happen to have a ruler with you. Okay, so for our first card, it looks like we are going to need our die cuts. So we're going to grab our little yellow banner. This is Bumblebee. And our layering piece, our rainbow, our new in color rainbow, and then our card base. No, that's not the one. This one. Yes, here we go. All right, so we have our basic pieces here. We'll do some stamping in just a moment. Let's grab our embellishments too. I love these. These are so cheerful. I just love like puffy, I don't know if you can see the dimension on those, but I love anything that kind of pops up like that. It just stands out to me. I love the dimension. Okay, it looks like we would be using a pumpkin pie envelope for this one is what they've coordinated. And then also our twine, baker's twine. All right, so now we just need our ink, our stamps, our adhesive, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so if you are new and you have never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin, or you're just now seeing videos about it and getting interested in it, when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you will receive a Paper Pumpkin block in your first shipment. That means in your first box. After that, this is just going to be your one block that you'll use for your Paper Pumpkin kits until you decide you would want to invest in any additional blocks. In every single one of my Paper Pumpkin videos, I pretty much do use my other blocks, and there is a clear block bundle that I will reference that is available in our catalog or online that you could purchase if. Okay, and then just a few other suggested items. These are the things that this is just my opinion, that I like to use with my Paper Pumpkin kits. I have our paper snips here, so just the paper snips or scissors if you have them, and that's just so that you can cut the twine, open your package. If you want to trim anything off, you'll have it. It's just handy to have. And then also I'm going to be using our Snail Adhesive just because this is faster. It's faster for the videos, it's faster for the projects. But you have enough adhesive in your kit to assemble and adhere everything that you need just with the adhesive that is provided. If you want to have additional adhesive, this is my suggestion. So the Snail does not come in the kit, but if you have extra adhesive, glue, whatever your preference, that's always helpful, especially if you want to do this quickly, or if you're doing this in bulk, or if you're going to be putting the whole kit together at one time. And then a few other things that I like to have are cardstock, coordinating cardstock, or, you know, like a base color, like the Whisper White or basic black, that you can intermix if you're going to be doing alternative projects, which is what I'm going to be doing today. So just quickly, I wanted to show you, we are going to be using each of the new in colors cardstock for the alternate projects. So we're going to be using the Just Jade. We're going to be using Misty Moonlight. Oh, here it is. I was right. It is cinnamon cider. Doesn't that just make you thirsty? Cinnamon cider sounds so good. Fall is my favorite season, by the way. Bumblebee. And then also Magenta Madness. And everybody, all of the demonstrators and the videos that I've been seeing of people who've been featuring the new in colors, everybody's picking their favorite. And I don't have one yet. I'm leaning towards Magenta Madness, but I also really love the Just Jade. So we'll see. We'll see. I can tell you that the Misty Moonlight stamps beautifully. Just really, really nice ink shade, especially if you like darker colors for your sentiments, which I do. But we'll be getting into that in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this card. So I can see here that they just tied a little bow and just adhered it right above. On the one card that I already made, let me see, this one here, I actually wrapped it around the sentiment. Not the sentiment, I'm sorry. I actually wrapped it around the die cut piece, just because I thought it looked so cute. So just wanted to mention that if you want to use less of your twine, just go ahead and adhere your little bow. If you don't mind using a little bit of the extra, I just thought it looked really pretty. So if you don't mind, I'm actually going to do that again, just because I really like the look of it. I love the Magenta Madness, so I just want to feature a little bit more pink wherever I can. Okay, but if you're sticking exactly to the instructions, it will tell you how much to measure. Tie bows, they want you to use 14 inches of twine per bow. So that's what you would use if that's what you're going to stick with for the bow. And for me, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm just going to wrap it around here, make sure I have enough to make a bow, and I'm going to cut. Okay, card number 2. You're amazing. Let's go ahead and get what we need for this card. This is nice and easy as well. So we're going to grab this nice bright layering piece. This is where we're going to be stamping the sentiment. One of our little vellum banners is a layer. All right, we already have our twine out and our puffy sticker embellishments, the little star or asterisk sticker looking thing. So we'll just go ahead and assemble this pretty quickly. These 2 layers are going to go straight onto no dimensionals needed. This one's going to get popped up on a dimensional. I'm going to use my Snail Adhesive for this just to speed things up. just eyeballing that. We're centering. I'm so sorry to shake that. All right, so now whenever you put whenever you put most adhesive on vellum, you're going to be able to see it through the other side. Okay, so just like this. Now it's not, you know, to me that's pretty obvious. I mean, I can very clearly see that. So you just want to make sure that you're careful about the placement of your adhesive regardless as to which adhesive you're using, so that this layering piece, your sentiment piece, will actually cover where the adhesive is. So I wouldn't do adhesive on all of the outer edges because you'll be able to see that. If that's going to bother you, that's what I would definitely do to avoid that. That's what we're going to do here. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stamp our sentiment. Okay, so for this card, we are going to need 3 clouds. So we have 1, 2, 3, and they're all different sizes, which is so much fun. This reminds me actually of the theme from the kit that we had, I think it was March 2020, the kit that was all about the weather. And if you have extras left over from that kit, consider mixing it with this one. If you buy more than one kit, or if you have extras to go around, that could be really fun. Okay, and we're going to need our rainbow card base. We're going to need our vellum layering piece. We're going to need our hay stamp, our embellishments, and our twine. Okay, so it's going to be the same exact thing with adhering the vellum. Make sure you hide it behind a cloud. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of stick to the middle here for my vellum. All right, we're gonna stamp hay on our biggest cloud. And yeah, I have the 2 bumps at the top, so I'm just gonna leave it that way. And where is my hay? Here it is. My Misty Moonlight. These are the 3 cards that the Paper Pumpkin team designed. So cute, so simple, so easy, so bright. Definitely, if you happen to get this month's kit, I think it would be a great challenge for yourself if you're able to actually get these out in the mail to somebody. I know that I'm really going to try to do that because I haven't gotten enough things in the mail lately, and I just need to tell people that I'm thinking of them. I know that we all are, you know, we're all doing our best, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about our alternative card projects now. Okay, so for the alternative card projects, I wanted to just point a few things out before we actually make one. Okay, so you'll see here, right in the center, I pulled from the card, the Paper Pumpkin kit, the card base. I used a punch, our Hart punch. It's like a double punch. Let me show you. Okay, so here is the punch here. Okay, so this is the heart that I used to cut out the punch from this card. And then we have the scalloped heart, the layering heart. This is the bigger piece that I used on our glitter paper, our glitter cardstock here. This is the silver that I used for the combination here. And I did that with each of the cards. So we have the silver with the rainbow. We have the gold glitter with the rainbow. And then on this one, because there actually wasn't any cinnamon cider featured in the actual Paper Pumpkin kit, but I did want to showcase the new in colors because it is a focus of this month's kit, I decided to take the layering piece, this layering piece here. I punched a heart with this one, and then I added an embellishment of cinnamon cider. I added these little dots just to kind of tie it all together. And then on this one, I used I think this is the rose glitter cardstock. And on all of these 4 here, I used Misty Moonlight for our sentiments. Okay, but on this one, I just decided to go with pumpkin pie. I thought it tied in well with the cinnamon cider and also with the pumpkin pie accent here on the heart, with the whisper white as our layering pieces. So that's how I incorporated our Paper Pumpkin. I used the stamps from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and I used some of the paper elements, some of the cardstock elements from the Paper Pumpkin kit to tie in with the in colors. Now for the alternative card projects, what we did was, and we have our big catalog launch coming up on June 3rd. So I wanted to be able to showcase these in colors with Paper Pumpkin and on its own. So you'll see that there are some other papers here, like this designer series paper, for example, that you're seeing here, 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 and here. This is all new in color designer series paper. So I'm going to walk you through. I had already showed you the cardstock. So as a demonstrator, you typically have a month to place an order for certain new products from the new catalog before they become available to customers. It's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, and that is whether or not you choose to have a business or not. If you are a hobby demonstrator and you just want to get first access, you want to be able to see the catalogs first, you want to get a discount, you like to be part of a crafting community, but you don't actually want to sell, you can still be a demonstrator and not have to sell as a business and still get access to purchasing certain items in advance. And that's what I was able to do with a lot of the in color items. So for myself, like many other people, I'm on a budget, but I really wanted to focus on the in colors because I know that that is something I'm going to be using over and over again for the next 2 years. So we have the cardstock here that I got in each of the in colors. Here is what the designer series paper looks like. I got the designer series paper. Okay, so they're double-sided sheets. This is the Just Jade. So one side is print. Yeah, that's the right side up. The other side looks like kind of like tree bark. This reminds me of like some type of a fabric pattern, almost like a jean, like a stitched pattern, it looks like to me. And then the other side is polka dot. And let me just find it. Here we go. Polka dot. So those are the 4 designer series patterns, and you get them in each of the in colors. Okay, so these 4 patterns are also available in the Bumblebee, in the Magenta Madness, in the Cinnamon Cider, and in the Misty Moonlight. This comes as a whole pack. Okay, that is the designer series paper that is featured on these outside panels of the cardstock. As for the Hart punch, that's already in stock. Both of the Hart punches are already in stock. And then of course, like I said, we use the paper pumpkin stamps. Whisper White as the layering piece, and also the band of the card here. And then on the inside, it says, "You're amazing." Each card is the same, just with the different color themes. So we have the silver glitter cardstock in here too. Now, the one thing that I want to say about the silver glitter cardstock is that it's a retiring item. Okay, so the gold, the silver, the rose, I can't remember what the other one is called. I think it's diamond, the white one. They are all retiring. So I wanted to be sure to incorporate the glitter here, because I really thought that it would kind of bring up the alternate projects a notch without having to make the projects too complicated. You know, just a nice accent. It's already cheerful. This just adds a little bit of bling to it. And it also is using up the product, since that's not something that's going to be available. The designer series paper, the cardstock, the in color cardstock will be available on June 3rd to purchase to customers when the catalog goes live. If you want to get access to those things now, you can join as a demonstrator, but you can also put new product in your starter kit. So if you know you're going to be using the in colors like me, you want to put, you know, coordinating products together with your paper pumpkin kit. If you got the May paper pumpkin kit, you can go in there and you can choose this cardstock. You can choose this designer series paper. Anything that isn't sold out, anything that is available on the pre-order from the new catalog will be open to you to purchase. You will get it at a discount. And then once you are a demonstrator, you will get 20% off of your purchases. It's a great deal. It's a great time to join. I would love to have you on my team. I'm going to continue to show you some new product here, but if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask. I will have a link in the description of this video if you are interested in either signing up for Paper Pumpkin or for joining my team. Okay, so one thing that is not yet available for pre-order for anyone, but that we're hoping will be available for purchase soon, are the in-color inks. The inks and the Stampin' Blends are not available yet. The re-inkers are not available yet. Basically, it was mostly embellishments in paper that we were able to get. So usually when I do a Paper Pumpkin video, I feature all of the inks and we incorporate the inks into the alternate card projects, and I won't be able to do that today just because we don't have the inks available yet for the in colors. But we do have these little embellishments that are super cute that I just wanted to show you that you could use. I went with a very simple look with these, but you could pop a couple of these little enamel dots on here if you would want. I did put it on the card with cinnamon cider, so just to show you, these are the enamel dots. That is what I used there. Okay. And then I also got the ribbon. So let me just show you these first, because these are the actual in color ribbons. So these coordinate perfectly with the in colors. Again, I was thinking about different ways that I can incorporate these into projects. I have ideas, but I didn't put this ribbon on any of these yet. I haven't even opened them yet, but there are all 5 of those shades. And then we also have, this is almost like a suede. I use a lot of brown espresso, the early espresso in my projects. So I definitely wanted to have that ribbon on hand, especially with Father's Day coming up. And then this is a gingham ribbon that was available in a huge suite that you guys may have already seen people using this suite. I can't remember what it's called, Flowers for Every Season or something. And this is a gingham ribbon using the Bumblebee. So I got that as well because I wanted to check it out and be able to incorporate it with my alternate projects if I want to. But I mean, just imagine putting the gingham and the Bumblebee together with something like this. I mean, look at how cute that is together. So just something to keep in mind. Another new item that I got in my pre-order from the catalog that I wanted to talk about today, just briefly, is our, I think it's called Lovely Label Pick-a-Punch. Let me get the name for you on that. Okay, so yeah, Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch is what this is called. And this is a handy dandy punch, let me tell you. So if you like punches, the minute I went through the catalog, you have access to go through the catalog as a demonstrator early. This was one of the very first things I put on my list, and I was so happy to see that it was available on the pre-order because I'm always looking for different ways to make tags and sentiment pieces. Like, one of my favorite things about getting the paper pumpkin kits is that, you know, you already have these banners pre-made and pre-colored for you, and they always have, you know, some different designer element to it. But this will enable us to do that very easily on our own. Now, there are different punch options that are already available in our current annual catalog, and those are great, but this, you could do multiple different ways to do punches and make them fancy all in one punch. So, well, I wasn't sure if I was recording. Mental moment. So let me just show you what I mean by that. If you are the person who does not typically hold on to your instructions, I want to tell you right out of the gate, with the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch punch, hang on to it until you get used to it, or just keep it somewhere for reference or make a note. I saw some people were taking, what do they call that? Like a label maker, and actually putting the inches that you want to cut at to make these punches, to make these sentiment banners and things, right on their punch, which is a great idea. For me, I have just been referencing the sheet because it tells you the different pieces that you're going to be able to fit into this punch. You can see these multiple grooves right here. So you can put multiple size pieces of paper in here to punch. So it will fit a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch. Okay. And I have punched them all. I punched them in the in colors just so that I could show you. I'm planning on making some card bases with these. I wanted to have some fun with the colors here. I haven't made them yet, but like I said, on a time constraint. So really just wanted to walk you through some of this stuff today if you're interested. But here is what the one edge looks like on the punch. So that would be this one here. Okay. And if anybody Halloween, hello, any Halloween people out there, what does that look like to you? Because I can tell you what that looks like to me, and I will certainly be using it for tombstones. All right, so that is this side. And then here's this one. I love them both. This is at the 1 inch cut. Okay, so all of these were cut 1 inch in width, and they were all cut at 4 inches. And then this is what they came out to be once their edges were punched off. Okay, so that was just a number that I picked out of the air, basically. I just wanted a good size so that it could show you what they looked like. And I'm actually happy to have the black table base today so that you can very clearly see this. Okay, so apparently I'm missing Magenta Madness on this one. And then here we go with these. So let me just do it this way. Okay. So you get two different, that's at the 1 inch. At the 3/4 inch, it cuts like this. So let's do this piece. Okay. And that's what the layering piece would look like. Same here. Here's what the layering piece would look like. I think I cut that just a 1/4 inch shorter, and I should have cut it a little bit shorter than that to make it clearly defined. But so as you can see, it's just a smaller version. So it doesn't go out 1, 2, 3, it goes 1, 2. Okay. And then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. And here it's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it basically shaves off an edge here. And then the smallest, which is the 1/2 inch, looks like this. Okay, so let me just show you here. This is what it looks like. Sorry, my son is slamming the doors outside my office. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And this is what this one looks like. Okay, and that's the 1/2 inch. So again, it just shaves off another decorative layer. Okay, so how great is this that you have all of these different combinations? And if you're feeling very adventurous, with your punch, you could do something like this. Now, I know this looks a little bit strange. What I did was I took one of these, and instead of feeding it in this way, which of course this is too big, it has to fit into one of these grooves. But if this was cut down to 1 inch and I fed that in there on the other side, you would see it coming through. Well, with this one, I fed it in sideways. Okay, so I actually fed it through the punch sideways, and I just cut like this. Now imagine that this was gray granite and that you're making a graveyard scene for a Halloween card, which is something that I really want to make, you guys, but I know it's too early. Maybe it's just never too early. I mean, who knows? But anyway, you would go all the way across. Okay, and then you could just either do some scoring lines to separate these out, you know, just trim off these little extra pieces if you don't punch it perfectly. The other thing that you could do with this, and this was really something that I wanted to do before the video, is score it and make it a rosette. And then you have like these fancy edges for a rosette. So if I get to make those things, I will definitely post that on my social media, or maybe I can do a follow-up video once I can actually order the in color ink and maybe just do some more alternate projects for you. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. But for now, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of some of the pre-order items that I bought because they had directly tied into the in colors in the new Paper Pumpkin kit. All right, we're going to use Magenta Madness cardstock. This is the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. We are going to cut to 10 inches. And then on this side, we'll cut to 7 inches. So it'll be 10 by 7. And then we're going to score at 2.5 on each side of the cardstock. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't want to flip the paper around, basically what you'll be doing is scoring at 7.5 and 2.5. Okay, I just like to do 2.5 on each side just because it makes me feel better. It's just the way that I do it. But anyway, this is a very simple gatefold that I'm working with here. Nothing too fancy, just clean edges. All right, we'll bring our trimmer back in just a minute because we're going to be also cutting. I don't have my bone folder with me, so I'm just going to use my Paper Pumpkin block. Okay, and if you get any of these little, I got some little indentations there, you can see, but I'm actually going to be covering that with layering pieces, so it's fine. On this one, It's clean. It's fine. That's what happens when you rush, but just to be aware. Okay, so again, we're just going to keep this simple. This is, let's think of this as a gatefold for people who are very limited on time. So our designer series paper packs are 6 by 6 to start. So we're just going to keep it as easy as possible. We're just going to cut it to 2 inches. Okay, so it will basically become 2 by 6. We're not going to cut anything on the other side. We're going to do 2 panels, and that will leave us a 2-inch panel, which you could stretch into another card or make something else with. Okay, so we have 2 by 6 panels, and we could either do the material looking side, the fabric side, or we could do the polka dot side. What do you think? I'm liking the polka dot. Let's do polka dot. Okay, so our Whisper white layering piece is just going to be slightly larger than that. So we're just going to add a 1/4 inch. So instead of it being 2, we'll go 2 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I don't know if you can see, but that little notch is right there. Okay, now we're going to make the band for the gatefold. I'm going to go with an 1.5 inches. Okay, so it'll be 1.5 inches by 11. Now, this is just for myself. I know that this would drive some people crazy, but I really just want to tell you honestly how I do it. Especially when I'm in a hurry. What I like to do is just kind of take the band and eyeball it, see if it looks even on both sides. I don't think it has to be perfect. And then I kind of indent it. Okay, so I know that creates not like the prettiest look, but what I'll usually do is go back and actually like properly fold it. I just want to make sure that the back sides meet. So like that basically. Okay, and then I press it down, and then I take what would normally be my bone folder and just smooth it out. Okay, but for exact measurements, let me just see if I can get some measurements for you here. Okay, so we have 11 inches here, and it looks like we are just over the 3-inch mark. That's a 1/16. And same for the 8. Okay, so 8 1/16, I think that is. All right. And now we're going to do some stamping on the band. We're going to use the hay stamp. So just to refresh your memory on what that looks like, here it is. Now Let's see, that's the same size. So can you see how I was playing with the sizes of the bands? This one's a little bit bigger. This one's 1.5 inches. This is a little bit smaller. I kind of did that with each one of the cards just because I wanted to see, you know, how I have like it slightly stamped off here and there. So just something to be aware of. If you want to make a thicker band, you can do that. But I still wanted it to be proportionate to the size of the heart. Okay, so that was just my personal choice, but just something to keep in mind. In terms of all of these panels, everything is exactly the same on the other cards as it is on this one. It was just the size of the bands here that I was kind of experimenting with. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp. I'm just going to find my hay stamp here. I don't have scrap paper with me, believe it or not, so I'm just going to put my Whisper White down. I have lots of Whisper White on hand. Where is my, oh, here it is. And now we need the ink. I'm going to stick with the Misty Moonlight. Okay, so that's our color from the kit because I want to use the new color that I have. I really, that is, to me, that is really cool to have that right now when none of the ink colors are available. So let's go ahead and show this one off a little bit. Okay, I'm just inking it like this instead of putting it up against the table because I don't want the table to shake. But this reminds me of like a blue jean color. But I can just imagine how beautiful this is going to be like when you get to do some of the cool stamping techniques and sponging and things like that with it. It's going to be such a beautiful color. Okay, so what I was doing was, and let me remove this one so that you're not seeing both. Okay. I was kind of angling it up on one side of the band, like up and then down. Okay, but you could go straight across, boom, boom. And then I was leaving a little blank spot in the middle. I didn't have my foam under that when I was stamping. My bad, but it's okay. Still a good look. And you can see it's a little bit darker when you first ink it, which is not unusual for the inks. And then this is how it dries, a little bit more on the softer side, like a grayish blue. Hence the Misty Moonlight name. It's a great name for that ink. Definitely accurate. Okay, so we're going to cut a panel for the inside of the card now. So the inside of the card is 5 by 7. Okay, so we're going to have our glitter layering piece and our white layering piece. So for the white layering piece, I think I'm going to go with like 4.5. By, let's see, I'm gonna eyeball this. I don't know. I was playing around with the inside pieces too. Let me just see how this looks. Okay, so that looks good. Let's just talk about this for a second. So what did I do? I did 6.5, so let's do 6 3/4. And let's see how this looks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was so sad to see this glitter paper go. All right, and then what did I do? 4.5, so let's do 4 3/4. I love glitter. I love bling. I'm hoping that whatever comes in the holiday catalog this year, there's lots of glitter. Okay. Let's just take a look at this. Okay, so these panels look gorgeous. They look great. And then we have our inside panel. It fits perfectly. Okay, and then we're gonna stamp "You're Amazing" just right into the center here. Okay, so we have our outside panels done on the gatefold. We have our inside layering piece here. We have our gatefold band with our stamps on it. Now what we need to do is make our fun heart embellishment for the front. So we're gonna take one of our paper pumpkin cards, and this is the paper pumpkin card base. And let me grab the one heart, here we go. This is the inner heart, the heart that does not have scalloping on it. Okay, just a nice, this is a beautiful heart shape, by the way. And if you like shaker cards or anything, you can position this in such a way so that you can maybe make a shaker card or a see-through card. So what I mean by that is if you stamp, you know, the hearts right next to each other, you could always put a little window on there, put some sequins on the inside, make it cute, or maybe put a stamp on the inside here, and then they'll be able to see through it, however you want to do it. But try to, you know, use up your pieces the best way that you can. And now we're going to take our silver, and we're going to take our scalloped heart. This is the larger of the two. We're just going to punch. Punches are my favorite because they are so fast, and they're actually pretty quiet. My son is napping right now as I speak to you, and it makes all the difference in the world. I have an electronic cutting machine, an electronic die cutting machine, and it's so loud. I've mentioned it before. But when you're trying to be quiet, the punches are so much better. Or if you have a manual or a hand crank die cutting machine, that is also much more quiet and easy to work with when you have little ones that are sleeping and you're trying to get some, you know, me time or some craft time in. Okay, so there we have it. Super cute, super easy, just nice, clean, simple gatefold card. Features the paper pumpkin kit, features the new in colors, what we have available at the moment. Gets to tell somebody, you know, you get to tell someone that they're amazing, that they mean something to you, that whatever it is that they're doing, you're just saying, hey, you're thinking of them, they're doing a great job. It really does make all of the difference right now in trying to cheer people up and just to keep going. Okay. So just to go through, this is what the original Magenta Madness looked like, and here is one with the polka dots. So you get to see those different designer series paper prints there. And then here we have our Just Jade, our Bumblebee, our Misty Moonlight, And then our cinnamon cider, which once again was not technically featured in the May 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit, but you know what? We figured it out and we squeezed it in there. So anyway, I just want to thank you so much for being here with me. I can't tell you how much I love making these YouTube videos. For anybody out there who is really struggling with time, for anyone who has multiple jobs, if they are a caregiver, if they have little ones, if they're just, you know, juggling a lot of different balls in the air right now, and still trying to dedicate some time to themselves, which is exactly what I'm doing, and which is exactly what this channel is all about. It's about doing what I love and sharing it, and I just don't want to give that up. So even though the schedule has gotten harder, I love it so much. It is not work to me to do this. Everything else feels a little bit harder in terms of work and a little bit more challenging, but if you can, you know, stick it out, and if you can keep going, even if it's not exactly the way that you want, or even if it's not perfect, I've had to alter the way that I do my Paper Pumpkin alternate projects right now and everything, but it's still a way to get through. And for anyone who has stayed to the end, if you do want to see how the Pick-a-Punch works, I do have a 1-inch strip here that I can show you, a leftover piece from my Magenta Madness. So let's just take a look at this. All right, so let me just quickly show you how it runs through the grooves. So here's the top side, okay, just feeding it in. If we flip it over so that you can see the back, just punch that out. Okay, you can even use these little pieces. They're actually super cute too. They have a really cute little design there. You can see how you could do some fun things with that, right? Now let's do the other side. So I'll do the other just to show you. Okay, and then we'll do the little bit more squared off version here. So you just slide it right into the groove. The top groove is the 1-inch groove. Oh, it must be a little bit bigger than 1 inch on this side. It's okay. We're just going to pop it through anyway. We'll feed it. We'll keep it as centered as we can. It's a way to eyeball it right there. All right. And there you go. So if you were doing the 3/4 inch, or if you were doing the 1/2 inch, you would just take off that, this part right here would be taken off, and this becomes the 3/4 cut, and then this is the 1/2 inch cut. How can I do that in a way that you can see? So this would be the 1/2 inch, this adds in the 3/4, and this is the 1 inch, the full 1 inch, and then of course you can get to layer those as well. So such a cool punch. That's one of the ones that's going to be available on June 3rd. Again, I don't think that this is sold out in the pre-order phase, but I'll double check just to see. But if you were to sign up as a demonstrator, consider that you can actually get brand new pre-order items in your starter kit. So just something to keep in mind. Joining was one of the best things that I ever did. So that's just my personal opinion on it, and I'll have the information available for you if that is something that you would like to look into or consider. But any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And thank you so much, and have a great day, everybody.